Hello guys, welcome to another driving test route video for Wood Green Driving Test Center. So this is episode number 2 for the test route, and this was shot on 19th of April 2024, so the same day as the test route number 1. Just having that time to come around to editing it, hence why this is just coming up now. So here is the test center across the road, and I took the wrong turn here, so I'm gonna just skip through, and then the next screen you're gonna see would be turning back around, coming back this way or the opposite direction. Okay, so now we are en route. Now, if you haven't watched the episode number 1, then look in the playlist for the Wood Grain playlist, and there you would find the episode number 1 and any further episodes that I upload for Wood Grain. Maybe in the future I might be taking some tests here as well, and I'm gonna be uploading those videos as well if I do take tests in Wood Grain. But for now, I'm just working on showing you around what the routes looks like, what to keep in mind. Obviously, I say this in every video: work with your instructor if there's anything that you find confusing. This is solely mainly to show you the area if you're coming from a different side of the country or different side of the city and you haven't had a time or you haven't got the opportunity to say practice around Wood Green. But keep in mind, driving where you do your lessons, if you're following the right procedures and you're watching out for the signs and you're planning on the road, should be good enough to pass you for the test as long as you're safe. But the problem is, in some places, if you're not used to some areas or you're not familiar to some things to look ahead for, you might jump into wrong decisions because you're having to make spontaneous decisions. And on the other hand, because you're probably might be a little bit nervous or anxious, that could also cause you to take wrong actions or wrong decisions when you find yourself in some of the situations. So that's why we're doing this. So but keep in mind, the secret is always get enough practice, and make sure you're practicing the correct things. So yep, this is episode number 2, and hopefully the number 3 and 4 should be following not long after this one as well. So yep, let's see what the road has in stock for us, or let's see what the route has in stock for us. So stay tuned, keep watching, and don't forget, if you find these videos useful, remember, I would really appreciate your like and your subscription to the channel. That would really help, and if you've got any questions or comments, then leave them below as well. I would try my best to get back to them. So yep. So remember that the drivers from that side have a giveaway line, so you do have priority, but pay attention, be aware of their speed so you can plan and anticipate what they might do there. Okay, and we're turning left ahead, so if you look at the light, it is filtered and we've got a green light. So reduce your speed, squeeze yourself through safely and make progress. And then we're back in 20 zone. So you've got to be very careful with the speed in Woodring. That's one thing I would say, because the speed seems to keep changing. Some roads are 20, some are 30, so it's a mix of both. So look out, make sure you're sweeping the road around, make sure you're picking up the signs, and you'll be just fine. The main confusing part of it is the fact that, you've got some smaller roads where they're 30, and then you've got some bigger roads which are 20s. So like this one is 20, and over there was 30, and in route number 1 we had a road that was 30 as well, though it was a small one. Now if you look ahead, we've got 30 coming up as well. So if you'd forgotten your speed, you might get caught up here where you see the sign and you think, oh, it's 30. It's not 30 until you actually pass that sign, so keep that in mind. So now the speed limit is 30, so we can make progress. Probably your driver in front of me is not even aware as well that the speed is changed, and these are some of the mistakes learners can make. So if you look at my speed, we're doing just 20 miles an hour, and that's literally the point. So the driver is not aware the speed is 30. Now if that was a test, at this point you'll probably be getting a serious fault for speed. So appropriate speed. Is it appropriate speed? No. Yeah, speed. Appropriate speed. Yeah. So it wouldn't. Yeah, progress. So sorry, you get serious fault for progress, appropriate speed. So yeah. So finally we are picking up some speed. And then we're going to be turning right at the traffic light ahead. And there we have Bounce Green Station. Wood Green seemed to be an easier route compared to many other test centers I've been to. But the thing you've got to be aware of is, one, the speed changes, like I mentioned, and the fact that the place can be a little bit busy sometimes, that you get caught up trying to worry about the things around you, then you miss something else. It could be the speed that you'd miss, or it could just, I don't know. But yeah, it seems to have a lot of things going on at some point, and if you get too carried away, worrying in your mind, you will miss what's going on, and you might not just respond appropriately to some of those situations. So coming back into 20, so as you can see, the speed keeps going up and down. So if you're not good with picking up signs, then you're gonna have a problem. You're gonna have a problem. So make sure you're sweeping the road around and responding to the speed limit accordingly. But yet again, nothing big so far. Oh, I'm so happy. Rain is finished. Finally. Finally. So this since the route seems quite short, I might actually be able to do another two before my appointment, because my appointment is in Tottenham. So it's just about 10 minutes drive from Wood Green. And if you look down the road, just after the signboard, we've got 30 sign. And this is just it. If you actually have an open mind and you're looking into the road and you're being a little bit nosy, this is what I call it. Try and be nosy. You've got to be nosy about things you see. You know, what's that shape? What's that sign? What's that color? There must be something there that would help you. Those are informations for you. So don't ignore them and just be driving. And when you have situations like this, don't just keep your head in the same place. Just turn your head and look, So you're aware of how close they are to you. If you need to do something about it, you be planning for that. But if you just go and all that's going past beside you and you just tuck your mind and your head in front, eventually if that driver was to be going close to you, you won't be able to react to that. And as a driver, you should be responding to that. So, eventually I would give you a serious fault, even though you didn't create the situation, but you could have responded to the situation. And that's what you've got to keep in mind, And that's just it. You might probably maybe a bit to wake someone up sometimes might be what saves the day. But if you never look there, you'd never know. You know something is there, like peripheral. You know something is there, but you can't really see how close they are to you. You can't really tell if you might need to do something, maybe just a minute on your steering to keep you away from the situation. Sometimes just that 1 minute makes a big difference. But because you haven't moved your head to just look, you wouldn't really know. So make them your business. Whatever is passing beside you, if it's safe and you can take a quick glance, then do that. Okay, so we've got green. So filtered light as well, makes it easier. It's going to be 2 lanes here, so make sure turn into the left lane so that you're not sitting in the right lane. Traffic again, God. Why? Alright, seems to be traffic in this lane, so I'm going to go into the right lane because I'm continuing straight ahead across the next set of lights. So there's 2 sets of lights ahead and we're going straight all through it. So I don't want to sit in that left traffic because the right is moving faster. Come on, guys, let us go. So we've got 1 mile to go, and then we'll be turning left or bearing left to A10. So that probably might just be Great Cambridge Roundabout. Okay. So the lane is going to change to 4 lanes. So we've got the bus lane, we've got the lane on my left, and then this one, and then there's going to be another lane on the right, and that's going to be turning right ahead. So if you were in that lane on the left from the beginning, then you'd be on the second lane from your left. Time to change lane. Thank you. Thank you. Now you could also go all the way to the left there. That goes straight ahead as well. But I'm gonna stay here. Reason being that once we cross that traffic light, that lane is gonna have to merge into this lane. That's because I know the area. So remember, I did my test here. So coming from the right was where I was coming from on my test. We went through Wood Green Civic Center or Civic Center. Don't know if you know where that is, but yeah. And we're coming from that side. So there you go. Left lane is merged into this lane. And eventually becomes 3 lanes again. I don't know why that, but yeah, and it's coming to merge back again. So I'd say be careful at that point. Make sure you maintain your lane and then look out for other drivers around you so that you anticipate and you prepare for it. So we've got the 40 miles per hour zone starting here. But we can't make progress, so there's nothing you can do. This is where you've got to remind yourself. It's not because you got the number means you should do it or you can do it. Can't really do anything here. We'll just keep driving and we'll make progress accordingly as the situation changes. And then at this point, we're coming into 50. There we go. All right, keep left from this point. So I was right. We are going to go to the Great Cambridge roundabout and we're turning right at the roundabout. That's gonna be third exit. So here is where things get tricky. So let us look on the floor. Now I always automatically go to the right lane if I'm turning right, at least in London. If you were outside London, you might be turning right and you can still do it from the left lane. So A10 Central London, A10 Central London. So that means the middle lane also goes right. So there we go, but I started in the right lane, so I have to maintain the right lane and leave that left lane for those in that middle lane. So okay, it's safe, so I can go into this lane. There we go. Okay, I might need to do that roundabout video separately, but if you were in the middle lane to start with, you will be much better off. So keep that in mind. You can rewind or reverse or, drag that part back again so you can see there. But I will try and do that again. So we're back in 30 zone. Now, if I couldn't change lane back to the lane in my left as I did there, it would be better off just remaining in that lane and follow the road. Take the exit on the lane you're sitting on. Don't go against that floor marking and then you use that lane to exit, because that lane doesn't exit, that goes around. So I'm turning right ahead, and that's just in 0.2 miles. And because of the traffic situation at the moment, I will take the chance that I have now and change lane. Okay, so keep right from this point because we're turning right at the traffic light. Okay, so our light is green. So what I'll do is I'll probably see if I can do that roundabout again after the next route. So it's just going past one, and we're coming to the end of this very soon. So if I do episode or route number 3, then maybe I'll probably just abandon number 4 if I don't have time, so that I can do the roundabout. Now the reason I want to do that is so I can upload the roundabout video just with this one, and then you can just have something to watch to revisit for that roundabout turning right. Oops, I've been over speeding. So yeah, that's what would happen if your mind isn't on the road. I'm driving here, I can see things ahead, but I missed the sign, or I forgot the speed. So this is why you want to make sure keep your mind open so that you remain aware of your speed. Yeah, I think that's what happened. I just forgot the speed I was doing, so I wasn't paying attention to it. So yep. Wow, that's crazy. So I'm still waiting for the route I took on my test 13 years ago. Okay, so you gotta be careful of this zebra crossing as you turn into the road. Make sure you are looking ahead to know if a car is actually waiting at the zebra, or if there's pedestrians approaching the zebra. Yeah, Wood Green seemed like a very busy, very busy center. I don't know which is busier, if it's Wood Green or Tottenham, but from what I've seen so far, I think Wood Green might just be more busier than Tottenham. Yeah, looks like it. Looks like it. Yep, and you want to be very careful at this junction. If you're going to creep out, remember to look left and make sure there is no traffic from your left that's actually turning into this road here. So if this person gives me way, I would take it. Thank you. There we go. So yeah, this junction, I'd say be very careful. Don't rush yourself. Take your time. So I've lost the interior camera again, and that is because the camera has overheated again. So it is very sad. It is very sad. I keep having this overheating problem.